What's up, family? Man, we're gonna we're gonna continue our relationship series. This is part 8. Are you whole? Are you whole? Man, I don't know if we're gonna continue the series after this or not. And if you notice this relationship series, man, it doesn't really talk about sex. It doesn't talk about money. It doesn't talk about a whole lot of stuff that's part of relationships. Man, that's stuff that you're gonna have to work out on your own. You know what I mean? That's stuff that you're gonna have to, you and your partner are gonna have to come to an understanding on. The part that I'm talking about, that I want to bring to our attention, is the part that we don't really deal with. We don't really talk about. And that's getting us ready so that we can be in a healthy relationship. So many times we've picked toxic relationships and relationships that it didn't end well because there were lessons that we needed to learn, things that God needed to bring to our attention. And so, man, we've gone through so many different things, so many different people, so many different relationships to help us grow, to become a more healed person. Stay with me, we're going somewhere. One of the things that's always intrigued me about the Bible is that it says that Jesus grew through the things he suffered. Jesus learned obedience through the things he suffered. Say again. So often we get this mind frame that Jesus came into the world perfect, he died perfect, and that's all we talk about is the perfection of Jesus. But the trick is, the Bible says that Jesus learned obedience. That means Jesus wasn't always obedient. If he had to learn obedience. And then it says, through the things he suffered. Through the things, plural, he suffered. Stay with me, we're going somewhere. Jesus wasn't perfect in the aspect that, man, he never did anything wrong. He walked on the planet, he was perfect from the day he was born and died perfect. That's the mind frame that so many Christians have. But that's not what the Bible says. He learned obedience through the things, plural, he suffered. More than one. Things. Why am I bringing that up? Why am I talking about that? Because this whole series I've been talking about, man, we've gotten into different relationships and different things have happened to us so that God can get us to understand, man, there's certain things that we got to deal with. There's certain things we got to understand. There's certain things we got to learn about ourselves. There's certain things we have to let go of. There's certain things that's happened in our past and won't do that we have to deal with. And now that we're in these relationships, now that we're interacting with other people, man, they're going to bring out some stuff in us I didn't think I had in me. They're going to bring out some stuff in us I didn't think I was capable of. They're going to bring out some stuff in us that's like, oh, God, I was twisted. Oh, God, I was crazy. Man, I got anger issues or whatever the case may be. They're going to bring some stuff out in you that you didn't know was there. And so this is one of the reasons why we're allowed or why we get in so many different relationships. Why? So that they could bring all this toxic crap to the surface. So they could bring all this negativity crap and get it to the conscious mind. Because the great majority of us, we're terrified of diving deep into the subconscious thoughts. We don't want to do the work and we don't know how to do that work. And because we don't know how to do that work, God is like, okay, motherfucker, you want to be lazy if you want to. All right, go ahead, be lazy. Don't you see Sarah over there? Look at Betty Jean. She looks awfully nice in them tight jeans, don't she? You're looking at Betty Jean and, man, the curves are hitting in all the right spot. And, man, Betty Jean is pretty. Betty Jean is fine as hell. And, man, she got that smile that just make you crumble. You know, she bat her eyes a certain way, and it's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And then, but you don't realize how twisted Betty Jean is. You don't realize how twisted Betty Jean is, but more importantly, you don't realize how twisted you are. And you're not gonna realize how twisted you are until you hook up with Betty Jean. I tried to get you to do the work, but you didn't want to do the work. Okay, so I'm gonna allow Betty Jean to bring this crap out of you so you can see how fucked up you really are. See, so many of us, we think, man, I'm good. Man, I got a job. I'm not like my daddy. I'm not like my big brother. I'm not like this person. I'm not like this person. And we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. And it's like, okay, man, I'm good. I'm great. Man, I got a job. I'm stable. I got my own spot. Got my own transportation. I got a little money saved up. Man, I'm good. I'm getting my exercise on. Man, I'm looking good and da-da-da. And then we get in a relationship and like, oh my fucking God, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? We realize that they fucked up. But we realize that we got some fucked up tendencies too. We have some fucked up traits too. We got some shit we haven't dealt with too. And it's a whole lot of shit. Are you whole? Are you whole? A while back, I did a series on the Ankh right here behind me. And it's a trip because I see so many women talking about the divine feminine. You know, and that this is the era and this is the time and da-da-da. And all this other crap that they're spewing about divine feminine. And it's like, that's all they want to talk about. But that shows that they're not whole. Because in order to have the divine feminine, this part up here, in order for the Ankh to be whole, you got to have the divine masculine down here. It takes both to make the Ankh, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Check out that series on the Ankh and the cross. In order for us to be whole, we have to have the divine feminine and the divine masculine operating in our lives. You can't just be running off on this fucking thing talking about, I'm divine feminine, and exclude the divine masculine. That's part of our fucking problem. Oh, we going there today. We're going there. This is going to get rough. And so many women want to exclude men because they got fucking unresolved issues that they haven't dealt with. And so we don't need a man and all this other stupid bullshit. And Mother Nature is mother, is a goddess, and all this other bullshit we want to spew. Because we're unbalanced. We're not whole. We're still fucked up. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. This is not to be offensive. This is meant to be educational. We have to grow the fuck up. You can't be whole without having divine masculine within you, operating within you. This is the reason why it takes a man and a woman to create a child. You don't just have your mama, divine feminine, within you. You have your daddy within you too, divine masculine, even though he didn't know he was a divine masculine individual or being. We have to grow the fuck up. Are you whole? Are you ready to be in a fucking relationship? A healthy, loving, nurturing, giving relationship. Are you ready for that? Are you truly ready? Everybody says they want it, but everybody ain't ready. Everybody ain't willing to put in the motherfucking work to get it. There's a whole lot of narcissistic motherfuckers running around. There's a whole lot of self-righteous motherfuckers running around thinking, I got God, I got Jesus, I got the Holy Spirit. I'm good, I'm ready. That's all I need. No, the fuck it ain't. There's a whole lot of toxic motherfuckers running up and down in the church. There's a whole lot of toxic, negative, unhealed motherfuckers in the church, preaching and teaching. We got to grow the fuck up. We've got to grow the fuck up. What is it about you that makes you dismiss the feminine part of you? What is it about you that makes you dismiss the masculine part about you? I see a whole lot of women now that want to be masculine, that act masculine, that want to talk masculine, dress masculine, walk masculine. They don't want shit to do with being a female. And to each their own, again, this is not about bashing anybody. This is about understanding who the fuck I am. Am I ready to go to the next level? Am I ready to have the relationship of my dreams? Or am I ready for the next toxic fucking relationship that's gonna come along? See, that's the question you gotta ask yourself. See, so many people want relationships, but what they don't understand is, man, I want the man of my dreams. I want the woman of my dreams, but you ain't ready for them. You ain't put in the work to get ready for them. Just because you look good, just because you got money saved up, just because you got a job, a nice place, don't mean you're ready for the man of your dreams. Nor do it mean you're ready for the woman of your dreams. Because we know the toxic women out there, the toxic guys out there, they're not really the people of our dreams. They may look good, they may have all the money, seem like they're having all the fun, but that's not what we really want and desire at our core. We want those nice things, but more important than that, we want to feel safe and secure. More important than having all the nice things, we want to feel valued. We want to feel loved and appreciated. We want to be inspired and nurtured. We want to be creative because that's who we are. Every one of us. The problem is we keep hooking up with toxic people because we still toxic. And we haven't really gotten the person of our dreams. But are you ready for them? What makes you think you're ready for them? Because so often we get in relationships and we're ready for the relationship, so we think. Only to find out 6 months later, a year later, oh my gosh, I'm seeing things and I'm dealing with some shit that I ain't ready for. You know what I mean? I can't handle. I'm not trained to handle this bullshit. You know what I mean? Because we all put on a mask in the beginning of the relationship. We all put forth our best efforts. You know what I mean? We want them to see us in a good light. We don't come out right at the beginning, oh, I'm dealing with this negativity, I'm dealing with this, and I got these emotional issues, and I got this baggage, and I got this trauma, we don't talk about that stuff right off the rip. on date number one. We don't talk about the fact that I still hate my daddy and my daddy did whoop doo doo whoop to me and my mama did da 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 and da da. We don't talk about that stuff off the rip. We don't talk about all the stuff we've gone through in our past relationships. And if a lot of us do talk about it, we talk about it from the aspect of being a victim. Being a victim. We don't talk about what we did. We don't talk about the crazy shit that we've said. We're quick to say, man, this motherfucker brought the worst out in me and this motherfucker made me do. That was already within you. Did you catch that? They brought the worst out in you because God wanted you to see what you had inside of you. God wanted you to see what you were capable of being. You're a fucking monster and you didn't realize it. You're a fucking tyrant and you didn't realize it. You're a bitch and you didn't realize it. All that shit was within you. You could blame the other person for bringing it out all you want to. It was already there, just sitting dormant. You hadn't dealt with that. And so God allowed you to hook up with somebody to trigger you. We've been talking a lot about triggers. But God allowed you to hook up with somebody to bring all that negativity to the surface. But the great majority is we still don't want to own that shit. So we blame them for triggering you. We blame them. They made me this way. No, the fuck they didn't. That shit was already inside of you. You can squeeze a lemon all you want. The only thing that's going to come out is some lemon juice and some pulp. Why? Because that's what's inside of it. So when God is squeezing you or that person is squeezing you and they're putting pressure to you and you can't handle your bullshit and you start going left on their ass, you start wigging the fuck out, you start doing some crazy toxic ass shit, that's what's inside of you. You haven't dealt with it yet. You haven't released it yet. So are you ready for that loving, nurturing relationship? So many of us say that we're ready because we're sick and tired of the bullshit we've been going through. Just because you're sick and tired of the bullshit you've been going through don't mean that you're ready. Let me say that again. Just because you're tired of being with toxic ass fucking people does not mean you're emotionally ready to be in a healthy, loving relationship, the relationship of your dreams. It doesn't mean that at all. You can be sick and tired of dealing with dumbass narcissists and all these other people all you want to. But until you do the motherfucking work and understand why you went through what you went through and learn the lessons of every situation you've experienced in that regard, you're not fucking ready. You're going to keep hooking up with individuals that's gonna hurt you. That's just real shit. I'm not wishing that on you. I'm just telling you it is what it is. Why? Because you won't grow the fuck up and deal with your fucking shit. And because you won't deal with your shit, God's not gonna give you the man of your fucking dreams so you can fuck him up with your fucking baggage and your bullshit and your unresolved issues. God's not going to give you the woman of your dreams until you've dealt with the great majority of your bullshit. Why? Because God's not going to let you fuck over somebody like that who's put in the time to work and da-da-da-da-da-da. And you haven't. First and foremost, you guys ain't even going to be on the same fucking frequency. You're not on the frequency of the love of your life. You're not on the frequency of the person of your dreams. You're not ready for them. Own that shit. Own that shit. I see so many fucking, when I was on social media, I used to see so many fucking memes. My soulmate is probably out there playing Call of Duty. My soulmate is probably out there lost in the woods. My soulmate is probably doing whatever the stupid shit was. As though they were ready, waiting on their soulmate to get their shit together. No, motherfucker, that's not how this works. The people of our dreams are getting their shit together. The question is, are you getting your shit together? And again, I'm not talking about the superficial shit. I'm not talking about just because you worked out. Man, I did 500 push-ups yesterday as my goal. I've been doing it for a minute. I do 500 push-ups 5 times a week. Just because you work out, just because you look good, just because you got a job, got a nice place, because you got a little bit of change, don't mean you're motherfucking ready for a relationship. That's all superficial bullshit. That ain't got shit to do with being in a healthy, loving relationship. It's people in third world countries that ain't yoked up like you, that ain't got a job like you, that ain't got money like you, ain't got a place like you, and they have loving relationships. Healthy relationships. They're hooked up with the person of their dreams. And they ain't got all the material shit you got. Because it ain't about the material shit. Those are all fucking distractions. To get you fixated on accumulating that shit as opposed to dealing with your internal shit. We have to grow the fuck up. So are you ready? Are you sure? I've been doing this work for over 30 years. 30 years. But I didn't realize how damaged I was. Everybody isn't as damaged as I was. You know what I mean? Everybody didn't experience all the bullshit that I've experienced. And that's not to say that I've gone through the most. So a whole lot of people's had their life a whole lot rougher than I did. But wherever you're at, whatever it is that you've had to experience, have you done the work to understand the shit, to process the shit, to heal from the shit, to grow through the shit? People ask, man, well, how the fuck it take you over 30 years and da-da-da-da? Don't compare yourself to me. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Again, understand, man, at 2 years old, I witnessed my father murdering my mama. I grew up with all kind of fucked up issues. Real shit. I grew up with abandonment issues. I grew up seeing men be violent towards women. I was molested twice by quote unquote Christians at the age of 6. I've gone through some shit that's fucked me up. And so I've had to struggle and navigate my way through fucking life. At 25, I was already a single parent raising 2, all by my motherfucking self. The question is, are you ready? Fuck what everybody else say. Because people will look at you and they will judge you based on their fucking perceptions and projections. And it ain't got shit to do with who you are. People will look at you and think that you should be further ahead than where you're at. And they don't know the fucking hell that you've gone through. They don't know the fucking mountains and battles you've had to climb just to get to where you're at. And instead of them tearing you down because you don't have more material shit to have in life, instead of them tearing you down for that, they should be celebrating you and patting you on the back and, man, I'm proud of you. And look at what you've accomplished. Look at what you've gone through. Look at what you've grown through. They should be happy for you. But the great majority of motherfuckers are mad and jealous and tearing you down. This is why you have to know yourself. This is why you've got to put in the motherfucking work to heal yourself. People look at you and they don't see the bullshit you've gone through. People look at you and they don't understand all the abuse you've endured. People look at you and they don't understand all the trauma and the hell you've gone through. Because you don't look like you've gone through shit. Some of us. Let me clarify that. Some of us look like life just drugged the fuck out of us. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Some of us don't look like life has been as hard as it's been for us. Yeah, I'll be 54 next month. And people find that hard to believe, especially when I have all my facial hair. When I'm shaved, I look younger. You can't see all the gray. And people find it hard to believe that I'm 54. People find it hard to believe that I've gone through all the shit that I've gone through. Because I've been putting in the motherfucking work for 30 fucking years. To grow the fuck up. To heal. To grow through the bullshit that I've gone through. Again, the Bible says, Jesus learned obedience through the things he suffered. Jesus, Yahshua, the Messiah, the Christ, the Anointed One, had to learn obedience through the things he suffered. Have you learned from the things you suffered? Have you grown from the things you suffered? Are you ready for that next phase? Are you ready for that next chapter? Are you ready for that king? Are you ready for that queen? You say you are. Time will tell. Time will tell. Man. Hope and pray that this series has blessed you, that has been educational to you, that has inspired you, that's challenged you. Man, we have to grow up. There are no shortcuts. Not for chosen ones, light workers, starseeds, healers, they're beacons. There's no shortcuts for us. We got to go through what we got to go through. It is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. We came here for this reason. Stop shortchanging yourself. Stop minimizing yourself. You're capable of having everything you want and dream of, but you have to put in the motherfucking work. You gotta put in the fucking work. Stop believing the bullshit they say out there of how to get shit quick and easy. That's not real. Happy healing. Peace.